Hello, in this video, we will introduce the keywords break and continue. Let's look at this example here. In this example, we have this loop y number is less than 20. Number is incremented by 1, assign number to sum. And now we test if sum is greater than 100, break. So what is break? When break is executed, the loop is terminated. It exits the loop. So this is the break is for. Break is another way to exit the loop. So there's two ways to exit the loop now. When this condition, this condition is false, the loop is finished. Or when this condition is true and this break is executed. Now let's look at the continue. Here's the continue now. Why this condition is true, we're going to increase number by 1, and we're going to test this condition. If number is 10 or number is 11, continue. Continue is now skip the rest in the iteration. So this continue is just to break out of the iteration and continue to stay in the loop, then back here to test the condition and continue to execute. So break is to exit the loop. Continue is to exit the iteration. Sometimes using break and continue can make your coding more intuitive and easy to read. So you can use it whenever is appropriate. So in this example, we're going to find the smallest factor other than 1 for n. So what you do is look at factor starting from 2. So for factor is less than or equal to n, and now you're going to test if n remainder factor is 0. If so, now bracket, you have this factor already. Otherwise, you test the next factor, so writing this loop. So this is fine. You can actually rewrite the code without using break, but using break makes it more natural. Now, this is the way here. If you don't use break, you can write the code like this, introducing this variable font. Font is now false. So the factor starting from 2. Factor is less than or equal to n, and it's not a font. If it's not a font, and then we're going to test this. If this n remainder factor is 0, so now we send this font to true. And now when you go back to this while loop, and not font is going to be false. So that's over, and you have the smallest factor. So this is find the smallest factor other than 1 for n. Please note that in some other programming language, we have the goto statement. Goto statement indiscriminately transfers control to any statement in the program and executes it. This makes your program vulnerable to errors. The break and continue statements in C++ are different from goto statements. They operate only in a loop or a switch statement. the break statement breaks out of the loop, and the continue statement breaks out of the current iteration in the loop. So that's interesting here. I wanted to look at this. Programming is a creative endeavor. There are many different ways to write a code. In fact, for the preceding code to find the smallest fact, you can write this 3 lines. So using this, factor 0, and using this y, factor is less than or equal to 0, and this factor is not divisible by n, and we're going to the next one. So this is continuous. So this is missing a semicolon right here after factor plus plus. That is all for this section on the break and continue keyword. See you on the next video.